Hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Points of Articulation. My name's David, and if you're new to the channel, welcome. Today I'm looking at the Star Wars X-Wing Millennium Falcon expansion pack. Now, the Millennium Falcon was first seen in Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope. And for those who don't know, the Millennium Falcon is actually a Corellian YT-1300 freighter, which is heavily modified by Lando and Han Solo. Now, on my channel, I have reviewed tons of Millennium Falcon from Hot Wheels, from Hasbro, and I have to say, this is probably the best miniature, as of right now, I have in my collection. Now, for the ship size, we're looking at about 5 inches long, which is great. Now, I'm going to keep it short. We do have a lot to cover. We're going to look at the dials and tokens, the cards, put it on a stand, look at that beautiful mold, and check out the paint, compare it to some other ships, and then we'll be done. So let's get moving! And now it's time for the dial token roll call. 1 maneuver dial. And to go with the maneuver dial, these are all the maneuvers that the Millennium Falcon can do. 2 large ship tokens, which are double-sided. 1 focus token. 1 evade token. 2 stress tokens. 1 critical hit token. 1 ion token. 5 shield tokens. 3 ship ID tokens. And then finally we have 6 mission tokens. So that does it for all the dials and tokens. So now let's take a quick look at the rules that come with this set, and then those cards. Alright, now the Falcon comes with a component list, like all the ships do. Tells you everything that comes with the expansion. However, now we have new rules. So it goes over unique names, turrets. Then you open it up, we have new upgrade cards. Talks about the large ship base. Some rules down here about ion tokens, overlapping. And then one of the coolest things is on this side. Mission number 4, Den of Thieves. Now, missions are pretty cool for me because it's like playing a video game. You and your friend are in a scenario, and you have to play it out and see who can win. And I love this. It gives you all the rules, what you need to do, including how to use those tokens we saw. So that's pretty sick. On the back, we have our maneuver template right here, and some credits, and that's about it. Regardless, a nice addition to the set. Alright, let's begin with the upgrade cards. Like always, I will read the name of the card. If you would like to pause the video and read the paragraph below, by all means do so and continue when you're done. First up, concussion missiles, assault missiles, elusiveness, draw their fire, veteran instincts, Luke Skywalker, 9-Nub, one of my favorite aliens of all time, Chewbacca, weapons engineer, 2 shield upgrades, and 2 engine upgrades. And finally, we have the Millennium Falcon. So that does it for all the upgrade cards, so now let's take a look at the ship cards. Now looking at the ship cards, we have Han Solo, Lando Calrissian, Chewbacca, and Outer Rim Smuggler. Finally, we have 1 reference card for the boost action. So that does it for all the ship cards, so now let's take a quick look at the stand before we look at that beautiful ship. Now, just like all X-Wing miniatures, you get a base. This one's a large base. You also get 2 thicker pegs that you combine to make 1 rod. Place it in like so. Grab your ship, be gentle, and you are good to go. Alright, now we get to finally look at the mold of the Falcon. This is a fantastic ship. Now, like always, I will go over the main sections of the vessel, and we'll get nice and close to see all the beautiful details on this bad boy. First things first, we have our cockpit turret with 4 barrels. We have our sensor dish, which can move back and forth. I wish it could spin, but it is what it is. Heat exhaust vents, our main engine, docking rings on the right as well as left-hand side, bottom turret, peg for our stand, then we have our landing gear, entry ramp, and that pretty much does it. It's a great looking ship, lots of hidden details in here. So now let's get a closer look and see how beautiful it really is. Alright, starting our close-up view, let's begin looking at the front of the vessel. And we can see tons of paneling, pipes, recesses, some battle damage. And I love the paneling. Fantastic stuff. Really is amazing. On this side, some beautiful stuff. The sensor dish, amazingly done. Look at all that. That is amazing. Now the base itself really doesn't have any detailing per se. But it is cool that it can go back and forth. I will give it that. The underneath does have some detailing on there. Pretty neat. But for the ship itself, the paneling, all the little blaster marks, that is sick. Look at all that. The detail is amazing. I love these sections too. Turning it around. Beautiful. Coming on to this side. This is great stuff. Beautiful paneling, recesses. Coming to the heat exhaust vents. Look at all this stuff. This is amazing, all the detail on here. On the top of the engine, you can see it's all protruding out. Nothing is flat on this ship. This is great. Another recess, more paneling. Just an amazing job. This is great stuff. Coming down to the cockpit, look at all that. And here we have the cockpit. The windows are recessed. Looking good. Now here's one of my favorite parts. We have the quad gun. And yes, there are 4 separate barrels on there. And underneath the gun, we can see the window right there, which is painted and molded pretty damn good. Amazing stuff. That is great. Now for the sides, let's begin with the front of the ship. We have a nice recess. Nothing's really in there, but we do have molding on the top and bottom of that piece. Molding in the front. The sides, beautiful. The fronts are done great. Amazing stuff. Coming around the ship, I love this section here. Our docking ring. Just amazing stuff. This is a great looking ship. And I can't stress that enough. For the engine, it's kind of just blah. Little hair there. My bad. And then more detailing. Another docking ring. And the detail continues. Just a fantastic ship. For the bottom, again, we have more recesses, paneling lines, pipes. Amazing stuff. I really do think this is a great looking ship. No lie. More paneling. Our landing gear right there. Oh, and I love this. Look at the size of those blaster scorches. Amazing. Another landing gear. More recessing, paneling. Beautiful detail on here. Coming on this side. More paneling. Another landing gear. Back of the ship. This is where the escape pod should be, according to The Last Jedi. Another landing gear. The entry ramp. Huge gouge taken out of here. Battle damage, if you will. Another recess. Here we have the bottom of the cockpit. Nicely detailed. Just a beautiful ship. I love this thing so much. Now for the bottom quad gun, we have our peg for the stand, and underneath that, a fully detailed and painted window. And the quad gun is facing the aft section. You can see all the barrels are there and separated, which is amazing. And then we have the bottom of the engine, which looks amazing. And back to the engine again. The ship is perfect. I love this thing. And now looking at the paint of the Millennium Falcon, this baby has 9 different colors on it, and I think it looks fantastic. The first color up is a nice dark tan, and I think it's a great color choice. Looks pretty good. Next we have gray as well as dark gray, and those are scattered throughout the ship. And I think it looks really good, came out great. And that gray is also on the bottom of the ship as well, at different paneling sections. Pretty cool. Next we have some maroon scattered throughout, just like the grays. Looking pretty good. That's also on the bottom. Now the bottom also has peach, as well as some dark orange or rust. I think that looks great. Then we have black for the heat exhaust vents, glossy black for the windows for the turret on the top, as well as the bottom. This little gorge taken out, looks pretty neat. As well as the main cockpit window. Looking pretty cool. Now coming to the back of the ship, we have a dull blue for the engine. I would have liked the sky blue, but it is what it is. And the final color we have is a nice black wash, which as you can see fills in all the nooks and crannies, even on the dish, and really brings this ship to life. I love black wash, and I love it on the Fantasy Flight Games models. Just adds a lot of realism to the ship, and makes it more accurate to what we see in the films, in my opinion anyway. So that does it for the mold and the paint, so now let's put this baby back on the stand and compare it to some other ships before we conclude our video. And now for a little size comparison with the X-Wing Millennium Falcon seen in the center, obviously. On the right hand side we have the Punishing one. Very neat looking ship, we'll get to that one soon. And then on the left we have Boba Fett's Slave 1. Excellent looking ship, I really love the paint on that. And I have to say, great ships all around, and these are to scale apparently. And that does it today for my review of the Star Wars X-Wing Millennium Falcon expansion pack. Now the Falcon was first seen in Star Wars Episode 4 A New Hope, and for the ship size it is about 5 inches long, which is pretty awesome. Now the Falcon is by far one of the most iconic starships ever made in science fiction history. The bloody thin is everywhere, t-shirts, cereal boxes, video games, you name it, the Falcon's probably on it or in it. And I reviewed several versions already. Micro Machines, the Titanium series, Hot Wheels Starships diecast line. And this is by far the most detailed I have ever seen in my collection. It is a beautiful ship, but do I recommend it? Now as a model collector, I'm not going to keep beating a dead horse. This ship in my opinion is perfect. Beautifully detailed, the paint is awesome, everything is where it's supposed to be, and it looks great. Game-wise, this is the pure definition of expansion pack. Not only do you get maneuver dials, tokens, and cards to go with this beautiful ship to play it in the game, but you get a rule booklet with not only new rules, but a new mission to add to the fun of the game, and I love that aspect. Not only do you get to play the ship, but now you have a little scenario to play with it. Now, if you're looking to buy this bad boy, you can find it around $29.99, depending on where you look. It can be higher, can be lower. I recommend Amazon or eBay. However, you could also check out other websites, hobby shops, or toy stores. I found a lot of my X-Wing ships at Barnes & Noble. And that's everything I have to say about the Falcon today. I hope you enjoyed my review. If you did, hit that like button. And if you'd like to see new reviews every Thursday, click subscribe. Again, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And I hope to see you next time. Bye, everybody.